Hey everybody, it is Zach here from the Ed Boys, and today we have another full solo Tombs of Amascut run for you. The budget for this gear setup is going to be 250 mil, and the goal of this video is just for more examples of going through the Tombs of Amascut. I do have some actual guides linked in the description that will break down the mechanics of each of these paths a lot more in depth than what I'm going to do here. This is not a guide, this is just an example video, but if you still have any questions about the ToA run after watching anything here, then let me know in the comments section below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. If you have been enjoying these videos or you're just getting some useful information out of them, be sure to like and subscribe for more content. It really does help out the video a lot. Let's go ahead and jump into the run. Let's first take a look at this gear setup here. Really half the budget is going into the Grazi at the moment. This is a very nice stab weapon for Tombs of Amascut. This is going to make you breeze through things like Baba, for instance. It's going to be very helpful for. From there, we do now have the Trident of the Swamp. I upgraded from the Trident of the Seas. Just like one more max hit. It's not a huge deal, but it is pretty helpful, and we can definitely fit it in with this budget. And we're still rocking the same range weapons. Dragon Crossbow and a Toxic Blowpipe. There are Amethyst Darts in the Toxic Blowpipe. I almost said Amethyst Bolts. And I did upgrade to some Dragon Bolts this time, and we're bringing some Diamond Bolts with us too, not just Ruby Bolts. But we'll talk about that a little more in a sec. From there, really, I guess Ferocious Gloves are like 4 mil. This is another like 4 mil. Oh, excuse me. The Zenyte Jewelry is the most expensive stuff from there. We have all 3 pieces of Zenyte Jewelry. That's taking up a decent chunk of the budget. These are all like pretty broken. These are all really nice to have. So the Tormented Bracelet, the Necklace of Anguish, and the Amulet of Torture, all very worth having. From there, most of the stuff's kind of the same as the last setup, not too expensive. If you have any questions about this gear setup, let me know. I did take into account with this setup here, if you add up all these items right now, it's really not going to show us completely. If we go here, it's only like 40 mil, and then 15, 132 will go with the Grazi, and then it was like 44 mil. That's like 206 mil in this gear, and then a couple untradables aren't counted for, like the Toxic Blowpipe and the Serpentine Helm. But there's still like 25, 30 mil to work with, so we are going to be using Rigor and Augury during this raid. Some of these prices can be fickle since Tombs of Amascut is only a couple months old. Any item that is being used at the Tombs of Amascut is going to be, it's on a little bit of a roller coaster for price. So just in general, this is what I'm looking at for like a 250 mil budget. If you have any questions about this setup, let me know. But let's go ahead and check out invocations. I'm going to be using the same invocation setup right now as I was using on the 50 mil setup. We're rocking softcore run, so we do get 3 lives. You should be able to go deathless with a decent amount of practice, but this is like a safety net. This is really simple to, you don't ever have to spend money at this chest to get your stuff back like Seth is doing over here, as long as you don't ever run hardcore run. Eventually you should be running hardcore, but this is a nice safety net for it. Walk for it, we should definitely be able to manage the 40-minute timer. Even if we don't, it just drops us down to 130, but it'll still give a normal mode KC. And then we have nothing else for like path specific. We got no path things, none of the needed help or anything like that. When we get to the bosses, we have Lively Larva and Blowing Mud. I have a hard time saying Lively Larva, but it's a very, very easy invocation to deal with. And then Blowing Mud is kind of easy too, honestly. This should probably both be 5 points. But Blowing Mud's a little worse in a team setting. In a solo, this is kind of a joke. Z-Back, we have everything but Upset Stomach. Upset Stomach's not that bad when you get used to it, but it is a pain early on, so I wouldn't suggest it. And then just the stuff with the blood spells really is not that bad to deal with. Akka, I do have Feeling Special going. If you don't like Feeling Special, you could trade out a handful of different things with 15ers. For one, like I said, Upset Stomach, it's not quite a 15, huh? I don't mind putting that one on, but for instance, I also don't mind having both of these on for the Monkey, which would put us even over 150. But I'll be running Feeling Special. Once you run Feeling Special with the memory attack at Akka, it's hard to ever turn it off, and it's really not that bad to get used to, excuse me. We have Mind the Gap and Boulder Dash off for the Monkey, just for like simplicity with Mind the Gap. This is an easy one to pay attention to. You just got to watch his health. And then Boulder Dash, this is going to make it a little easier to skip at the, like the Boulder phase. So might as well keep that off for right now because we're still landing at 150. And then we have everything but Overclock 2 and Insanity down here. The same thing I've been saying with Overclocked. This is going to set up the final ground waves to be like 5 ticks in between ground waves. And that's the speed of this weapon, which is the weapon I'll be using on the final boss. So that's going to be like extremely helpful for just making that like real simple. If we went up to Overclock 2, I would probably just use my Grazi on the boss because it's fairly weak to stab. This would still do pretty well, and Overclock 2 would make it attack at a 4-tick pace. But we're going to go with the 5-tick, and we're going to be using a Dragon Crossbow. Ancient Haste, Acceleration, and Penetration. This will make Phase 1 a little bit more damaging, and then Phase 2 and 3, or excuse me, these are just both for Phase 2. That'll make it more damaging. We should be fine. We should still probably have spare potions by the end of this. Alright, let's go ahead and start the raid. I'll mix it up a little this time. I don't mind just doing like these front 2 rooms, the Crocodile and the Bug first, and then the human and the monkey second, or like second, third and fourth, I should say, just so that we have salts for these 2 rooms. I often would pre-sip a divine ranging potion, which we didn't bother with this time, and then go in this room first. I think both of my full raise runs I started with Scabarus, so let's start with this one just to mix it up a little bit. What starting with this one will do is I'm going to have this super combat potion on me. I likely would have drank both those sips in Kefri, so I'll have to go pick that up, but it's really not that big of a deal. We're not necessarily speed running. We have the 40-minute timer, but that's not going to screw us out of the 40-minute timer. That was very convenient. Didn't get hit there. Find a midway point over here. We got acid following us. We're going to step in and make that run. Let's put on the magic gear so that I don't splash on this crocodile, which is already moving. You gotta make sure you wait till it moves. We just one-hit it anyway. If you don't wait till it moves, then you won't be able to freeze it. Alright, let's hustle bus. After this one retracts, we should be able to make this run. Hustle. Nice. We're good to go. Don't forget the super combat potion on the ground. 50 seconds on that one. 50 seconds is what I get like 9 out of 10 times, I swear. Range gear on. What about this? I'm gonna sip this ranging potion. And when I get in here, I'm gonna drop my super combat immediately. I don't have to do that. Wait. I can switch up my quick prayers too. It's okay. Go ahead and pick it up. I'm so used to having a 2-handed range weapon. I do not need to do that. I mean, I'm not bringing a range shield, which we probably could have squeezed a range shield into the budget. And it wouldn't hurt to like take off this shield, I guess. But it's really not that big of a deal right now. For efficiency purposes, when getting to higher difficulties, really trying to speed run and whatnot, stuff like that is very important. But the point of this video is not to show like super efficient 250 budget, 150 invocation raid. It's just to give some more examples depending on what gear you might have available to you. Running from these blood spots and try not to get hit with the acid, Easty. It's a little bit simpler if you just only do a couple squares at a time when you run from those blood spots, like what I'm doing right now if they were following me. But that does require a little precision. I gotta remember that I have a crossbow in my hand that can't reach as far as the Bofa, so I kind of had to wait there. If I had attacked, I would have got dragged into those waves. No problem, though. Oh, let's head over here. This one looks like it's gonna be nice. Ooh, if I had pushed that already, I was about to rage, dude. We got a range attack coming in hot. Let's get in there. Alright, so he's still... Whoa. He's still... oh, I also didn't switch my quick prayers. Now, that's funny, dude. I just didn't double-click it. For, like, 2 full raids videos, I've been screaming that I accidentally used the wrong prayer. And now I'm accidentally using Eagle. I can't. It's just under 500 health. Ruby Bolts will still hit, like, 90s right now. Whoa, this is... tricky. So I don't want to switch to Ruby Bolts yet. Maybe, like, 250, 200 health. I have... Diamond Dragon? Is it Dragon Diamond or Diamond Dragon? Diamond Dragon Bolts rather than just regular Diamond. So you could switch a little bit higher than you would with regular Diamond. Wait it out a little bit, though. I switched that overhead late? I'm just a fool, dude. Whatever. I'm going to go ahead and sip this ranging potion. We're going to make this diagonal push. I'm pretty sure it'll break on that rock on its own, but I just hit that attack right after just in case. There was a Ruby Bolt spec on him for the 61. I'm going to switch to magic, get one more hit in. Oh. So we should have went over here and cleaned this rock so that I'd be able to attack still if we were really trying to be as fast as possible. I'm going to switch to these diamond bolts. I don't really want to spec with ruby bolts at this point. Waste of health. I should be okay in this fight in particular, but waste of health, and it just max hits way lower at this point than what I could get with these bolts. Wait. To be fair, most of my experience with switching to the Diamond Dragon Bolts is while I do it on Vorkath. That means I have the Dragon Hunter crossbow usually, and that increases the DPS there. But even like, once you're under 200 health, definitely Ruby Bolts the way to go. Or, excuse me, Diamond Bolts. Oh, I said the wrong one. You only want to use Ruby Bolts at high health. They do a percentage of health remaining. Should be good to go. 30 and we're out. Well, that was looking like it was the one. Oh, I didn't drop a potion either. I don't have to run back or anything. Get on out of here. And head on to the bug. I'm going to put my melee gear on. including the Karis Partisan. At a 150, regular Karis Partisan is still going to be better than the Grazi. Once you get to like 300, the Grazi will be better. Might be a little bit before 300, but for an expert mode, that wouldn't be the case. I gonna lose this one? No, we're good. Honestly, the more you do that memory puzzle, the more you do any of these puzzles, the easier they get. But that memory one is like, has been the biggest difference. The more you do it, the easier it gets, for sure. Could have made that a little easier on myself without having to take this 20, but the 20 is pretty negligible. The main reason you would want to not have to flip the last one is if you know the pattern and you could save a little bit of time. Diamond, wiggle, fork. Want to go boot prayer. Diamond, wiggle, fork, boot prayer. We got wiggle, fork, and boot up here. Wiggle, fork, a boot. I know they're knives. Knives and wiggle. And now we know where everything is. Just go back and forth. Oops. Hustling. Sip the super combat. I'm gonna put on preserve. Minute 9, very nice. I don't think I'll have to switch. I think I'm gonna stick with using the Karis, even on the Arcane, for this one. So I'm not gonna drop a potion. In other words, I also don't have to have my overhead on right now. One sec. Oh yeah, kind of missed an attack there. We good. All right, my last run. Last run I did was my 50 mil budget video, and we had the one like vicious blow from the partisan. There we go, 81. Nice, nice, nice. I didn't even get to finish my sentence, and I got what I was gonna ask for. The last time we got like a 12 for the vicious blow, so I was gonna say, could we get one that's pretty sick this time at least? 81's pretty solid. If I'm not mistaken, the mechanic on that is that it just triples the hit of whatever you got. So 81, we must have rolled what? Shoot, I don't even know. 81 divided by 3. Too many numbers. 27? We'll probably get some Scarab Swarms here. This is the thing I'm laziest about with Kefri. Especially on a 150. She doesn't have that much health. We can turn off this overhead. Probably could have gotten her to be only like 230, right? Even like 200 would have been kind of high effort. To remove 70 health would have been pretty big. It's not. I'm not trying to say that was nothing if that happened, but you get through that pretty quickly still. So it's not super punishable to let the Scarab Swarms get there. Ideally, you don't let that happen. I should have my overhead off until these hatch. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm also gonna poke this just to make my life a little easier right now. Protect from range. So when this shield goes down, we get one more attack before dung. Yeah, we do. When the shield goes down, we get the Arcane Scarab and the Scarab Soldier. We're going to go at the Arcane Scarab ASAP. Wonder how the Dragon Dagger spec does on it. I haven't really thrown one of those down. I'm going to go for it. But I'm going to protect from melee if the Soldier's anywhere near me. And protect from range otherwise because the Agile Scarabs is the goal. Soldier's going to spawn in the middle, so we'll have a sec before we have to protect from it. But not long. Yo, damage. There we go. I don't really want to be where I am. Protect melee, because here comes the Soldier. Poke. What about the dagger spec you said you would try, Dak? Sweep. Sweep. Very nice. Okay. Very nice. Yeah, protect from melee. So we take pretty consistent damage from the Agiles. The Soldier Scarab is pretty inaccurate, but when he hits, he can hit like a 30 plus, like 40 plus, depending on exactly your level on the raid. So it's worth protecting from him while he's out. When I run more Overlords, I protect range only, though, because the Spitting Scarab's pretty consistent damage. I protect from the Spitting Scarab over the Scarab Soldier currently. And sip a restore there. Oh, I thought I had resipped my super combat, but I haven't. So I'm going to do that. Can we get a vicious blow? If it was right there, we were hitting a 150. It would have been phenomenal, dude. We're still cruising. We only get like a 130 health bar after this, so we're in and out burger. Maybe. Honestly, accuracy is looking pretty nice for not having a blue gem in this right now. Shouldn't get hit by this bomb because of the timing on this, so I'm not bothering with it at all. I'm going to just wait here for another attack too. JIC. Sweet. Give me another. Yeah, 130. So we could one-hit this, technically. Do it for the vine. So right here, I'm about to be out of prayer points. This is probably a good time to still step up, because there's a lot of damage to do without piety. Kinda. No, I'm just going to let it happen, though. So you'll see that I'll take a little bit of damage here, but it's going to take a while for them to do 71 to me. So I'm kind of safe, and I can save that prayer sip. And we still got the KO right there. We're gone. GG's. In terms of, like, speedrunning there, it is slower to have piety off, even just for a little bit. So it's not a bad idea to keep it on. I like the 2 salts and liquid adrenaline. We're going to be fine on potions overall, so power is definitely the way to go. In fact, I'm going to remember to salt up for this room. This room, I put my range gear on, and then I just do a weapon and amulet switch. And blowpipe over the dragon crossbow for this, for sure. Grazi up here. I'm going to drop my stuff in the room, too. So we're going to hustle over here. I know that I got to drop 3 things, because I got to be able to take my shield off, and I need the potions and the hammers. So, Bruce, put on this, grab a hammer. We got a melee monkey right here. Grab the potions. KO this other brawler. Vent life. We're good to go already. We're going to have range and mage at the moment. Let's go poke this guy. Technically, it'd be better to do the blowpipe attack first if you're really trying to speedrun this room. I don't know what's coming anymore. The Rangers, yeah. Rangers and Volatile. So we got 2 majors and a Curse coming in hot after that. Oops. Oops again, though. Oh, yeah, that would be cool if I had the right weapon on. I think that KO'd already? Yeah. Let's do this on that one. Protect range. I see that thrower coming in hot. I'm gonna flick piety for that poke. And then it was useless, dude. Fix those pillars. We got a volatile really trying to make work over here. I think we have some melee monkeys coming in hot. No, there's a major. I was right by going to the blowpipe. Not that I was right by saying melee. I said melee because I had put on the blowpipe and I was like, nah, dude, I'm wrong. Go mage. And then it turns out I was right the whole time. What are we doing? I thought they were both volatiles. It was confusing that only one of them came out, but it was a shaman. Alright, I'm going to KO these and then hustle bust to this pillar. I could just tiptoe around that acid, but it was a little less effort to just do it this pillar over here, and I had enough time. I shouldn't have spun my camera around. Feel like a fool. Get all this shit out of here. Get this attack off, vent, then get another attack on these little guys. Oop, I missed. Alright, we got a couple of curse to deal with right now, so I'm going to put on my mage gear to help out with this. You don't have to have your staff on to use a blood spell, but your stats are still affected by it. Never KO'd this monkey. Let's poke him. Just use a regular trident hit. Looks like there's no more painting going on over there. We got vent life coming hot. Oh my god, how long have I just been spewing amethyst darts? I usually notice that a lot quicker when I'm using dragon darts because you see the dragon darts in the ground. They're so expensive. Oh shoot, I was only paying attention to the one volatile. Using a couple of blood spells. Let's go BP life right here. About to get another wave now. Oh no, I didn't see this brawl over here. Oh, and a curse. Sheesh. Now another wave? Do we have another brawler out? Are we done? Like, we cruised. Well, maybe not. I just got lost in the sauce, you know? Maybe not after how long it's going to take to pick off all of these. I let way too many of these spawn, but it's kind of nice for blood spells. No! I was really hoping to avoid those vents. You can't fucking hit that thing. You got plenty of potions. Let's go ahead and put on some melee gear. I'm going to keep a crossbow and the Necklace of Anguish up here. We'll bring the Dragon Dagger up there too. Already got salt out. I never took the salt. What an idiot, dude. Every time. Okay. I had to say it one more time. We're going to sip up a little. Just sip up a little more. We're going to sip up a little more. And get in there. Tap this salt. And we're going to keep our feet moving a lot. I very much like to move a little bit between attacks against Baba. Even if you are stuck to the rubble, you can move around the rubble a little bit. This is going to make it easier to preemptively dodge both things that just happened right there, even though I didn't dodge the shadow because I went back into too soon. I was so mind blown that I was about to say it makes it easier to dodge the rock fall and the shadow, and he used both of them before I could say either. Like, that was incredible. We got baboons up there, but he's going to kick. Yeah, I shouldn't have went there at all. We're also in a good spot. We could have been fine with Mind the Gap. I think that skip was going to be fine, honestly. But now we are extra safe. Did that baboon get a sarcophagus down there? Nah, it was still throwing at me. We're good. I saw that it was throwing at me. Whoa. But I didn't know if it did the sarcophagus first. 2-spec zone. That was fun. We are cruising. I want to be down there. Oh, I want to be up here. 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 We're getting there. Why did he throw it so quickly? So it's not a bad idea to make some movement around the rock. Like if he had just used a shadow attack there, I have a little more space to work with. Get the hell out of the way of it. And we're getting kicked anyway. Being right up on the back wall when you get kicked gives you a little more time to do this. We probably could have made it there. No balls on this guy. Easily make it there. 2-spec zone, almost 3-spec zone. 0-0. Here we go. That whoa, move. Safe. 52 health to go. This is nothing. Send it. So even like moving that and giving myself a little more space here. If he had shadow attacked, he did right there. Gives you a little space to work with. Even though you were hovering on the boulder. He was a little late on that shadow attack. He could have tried to screw me more. Yo, I said screwed me instead of screw me. 202 was a good time. Is what that yo was for. But then I realized how much I misspoke just a second ago and just ruined the whole video, you know. 202, not a bad baba at 150. Let's go ahead and take this pickaxe. I got one space for mirrors, so we just hustle bus. We're gonna be fine here. We're going north. Gonna be fine. No, we gotta go south actually. No, south's not gonna work. Oh yeah, it is. Look, going all the way around. Oops. Gonna turn this. Turn it one back. We're gonna have to push that one. I'm gonna put on this pickaxe. I'm gonna tap preserve now, so we got 90 seconds to get this done. And tap that. Gonna push right after this beam. Here we go. Go set up by the seal, and right as protected turns into weakened, is when I'm clicking. Just right as the light hits the statue. There's a few things you can look at, but the timing's pretty easy. And you do have like there's 2 ticks. You don't have to be tick perfect necessarily. You can be 1 tick late. But, you gotta be almost tick perfect. Alright, we got 4 minutes on this. Salt is very nice. Let's go ahead and put on some mage gear. We'll still have to resalt mid-fight. It's looking like. Wow, the envy is jumbled up. Let's move some stuff down here, son. Yeah, I want melee gear over here. Range gear, Oppo Taco. There's the stab weapon. I'm like, what am I looking at? We're good to go. Let's go ahead and head in. Get smacked if I'm not careful. See if we can get a max hit with this setup. We are up to the Shrine of the Swamps. Would be a little better than the 50 mil budget was. I didn't quite see what that max hit was. The tridents do some work, man. There we go. It's a good hit. 42. All right. Range gear it is. That on 2. We ran him around for a little bit. He might switch his overhead a little bit before 7 attacks. He'll automatically do it every like 60 seconds. Use his spec and switch and whatnot. Let's go ahead and see if we get a poke. Oh, never mind. I switched too early. He hadn't switched yet. I could have got a mage hit in there. Fire cape full. Oh, and then wow, dude. Not switching overheads. Sorry, this is why you bring potions. To use them when you mess up. Try to use them every 15-second mark on the smelling salts to not waste any DPS. So I'm going to go here. You get like 1 attack at 110 range, then right back up. Started red. I think I decided last time that I don't want to crossbow him. Definitely tanked that mage hit. That was, it was foolish. It was foolish. You could say it. Are we getting close to the Shadow Realm? Also close to a 15-second mark on the salt. So I grabbed that sip of brew real quick. There we go. So when you step and you have Feeling Special on, the orbs, you will get 2 orbs every time, but it just puts the one behind you and one right where you're about to step. So as long as you keep going in a different direction, you can just walk around, really. Standing still is also a good strategy for that part. Let's put the Mystic Top on full. I could have gotten the brew sip there, went for it. We know we're going to melee next. Started yellow, white, red, black. This is a tough one. Oh, I fucked up. I fucked up! Right after talking shit, dude. Why don't I keep my mouth shut, man? Let's just be a silent raid run. We'll just put some OSRS music over it. We'll chill a little bit, okay? Sheesh. Now we're almost in the Shadow Realm again. It's every 20% health, so something like here. You do a quick 640 divided by 5. But we're there already. The answer was 128. Whoops. Went to turn on my Protect from Magic. All I did was turn off my Protect from Missiles. Oh, forgot about this, didn't you, mate? Lucky for me. The run trick. If you're running, you take 2 steps at a time, or you step 2 squares at a time, so you don't actually ever step on anything in that middle square. A few things in the game have been designed to make sure you can't do that. But for the most part, that is a thing. Alright, so no more shadows. I can go ahead and tap this salt. Go ahead and heal up a little bit too. Not really efficient timing in the heal up, but just want to be full health here. And at the 45-second mark, we're about to get some stats back. Melee gear, quickly. You're going very slow. Should already be on the shadow at that point if you want to be efficient in this phase, but we'll be okay. We'll be okay. I'm not even going to bother with the DDS spec yet. I'm going to poke here. DDS. Go out. Poke. DDS. There's DDS in this one. Oh! I did a regular DDS hit. That's fine, too. DDS stab, DDS. That's what the S stands for in DDS, is spec. So I don't know why DDS stab. That ain't quite right. We got through it. We got through it. 21 minutes for challenge time. I feel like I'm going almost slower than the previous budget gear, but I might be explaining the rooms a little bit more, a little bit less. I don't know. The point of this is not to show like how fast each budget is going to make the raid. It's just showing more examples of the raids, what you'd do with certain gear setups, stuff like that. Just more examples than I was able to give in my raids guides, which really break down the mechanics more. Let's go ahead. Liquid Ambrosia. It was the Adrenaline and the Silk that I just took out. I'm going to close that, open up. We got 2 spaces to work with. I'm going to take these, close and open again, just kind of shrink it all down. When you have like empty spaces in there, it's hard to move shit around in this menu. Alright, should be good to go there. Start with some range gear, son. Yeah, should not be good to go because of that. Let's go ahead and put a nectar back. I want my melee set up to be kind of easy to switch over to the Dragon Dagger spec real quick. That will do it. Not quite. That will do it. And let's get in there. We'll tank a few of these. Go ahead and tap Silk Dressing in between hits right there. We're probably good enough timing already. Let's go ahead and step out. Then right as these pop up, in between hits we can walk. So we don't really lose any DPS there. And we'll walk back over here after this one. We'll be ready for the yellow lights, which we have a little bit of time for. Now look at those orbs flying at us, but the silk's still working. I kind of tapped the silk a little early. But we'll be okay. So we got another half of the silk and everything. Yeah, we're going to be fine. I think we'll make it. Go ahead and step in between attacks here, or not. No, wait, I'm in the right spot, idiot. Start chugging brews. Panic! Panic! that was too much for me. Stop. A couple of brew sips, not going to kill me. It was foolish, but I think we'll make it through. Probably tanking that one. See if we can do 16 damage so we don't tank this one. There it is. We're good. Alright, crossbow on. I'm going to sip right now. We're at that 4.5 minute mark, so we immediately go back to 125s pretty much. And go to town. Wonder if Ruby Bolts are not very helpful for this. Because the damage is capped on this. Oh, I'm using Diamond Bolts right now anyway. I was like, and the Ruby Bolts aren't doing that great. I'm not even using them. Get a little movement going. Keep forgetting that I'm using a crossbow, which is a little bit slower. So I'm attacking like too often. Whoa, turn off my overheads, why don't you? He was looking like he was going to do it again. We're almost there. Is that it? That's it. Try to be right on top of that. Should get 6. There's 3, 4, 5. And with 6, yeah, the second one doesn't count on the 6th. So it could have been worth just using the Grazi poke. If you had a BGS on you. BGS smack, rather. Whoa, I'm gonna die here if I'm not careful. Not really doing the trick on the skulls right now, and it is proving to do some damage to me. So we're gonna move over here. Keep focusing on my prayers. He's using melee. I am just chugging. Focus on my prayers. He's using melee. How nice. Focus on the prayers, though. There's range. Just as long as you don't keep tanking damage, it's easy to heal back up when you make a mistake. Okay, focus on the prayers. He used melee. I'm gonna run through. Could stand in the corner. Stay safe from that, too. Whoa, son. I keep sipping up. I haven't been paying much attention to my salt timer for sipping up, so I've been low DPS for a little bit, but that's okay. Whoa. Come on, man. This is unfair now, suddenly. I also don't have the occult on. No wonder we're taking forever. Alright, put this stuff back on. And Grazi pokes for the rest of it. On the 50 mil budget setup, I ran away at 6 attacks here when you can get at least 8, and I'm a fool. I'm a fool is what it comes down to. I get it. I did this to me, I know. 2 downs? 2 downs. Alright, put on range gear. And turn off that overhead. Go ahead and tap this silk now. Or not. Tap the silk now. And I'm gonna attack that, or tap that Scarab fucking English. Yo, we just pop a hundo, very nice. I like getting some hundos early. Honestly, phase 3 of this fight, fighting the Enraged Warden, whichever one you're doing, Elidnus or two Mechans. You can take extremely little damage during this, and then once it like really like enrages, I guess, when it pops into fucking lightning mode, it's a little bit harder to take like no damage, sure, but you can avoid a very large amount of the damage that could be done during this phase. So you really, once you start to get this down, ooh, nice hundo. I mean, I'm doing the most damage to me right now because of the ruby bolts. Once you get this down, you can show up to this phase with pretty minimal supplies and still be okay. As long as your overheads are good to go too. Prayer points are still going to be required. But even like if you had, oh, never mind. Protect range. If you had the orange jewel from for the Scarab, or the Karis Partisan, whatever the fuck. I have no idea what I'm trying to say. I got the wrong weapon on, everything. I'm very scared right now, okay? Give me a second. If you get the orange jewel for this thing, that spec can be really nice for healing too. So if you have like no supplies, or no like health supplies, but you're doing fine on like a couple of Silk Scarabs and restores, that can be very nice. We did a 49 max hit into 100. Looks goofy. Into a 99? It didn't count that! That's like when Vorkath goes invincible. Dude, rigged. That was really sad. Alright, whatever. I probably had that happen to me before, but I didn't really notice it. I don't use the crossbow too much. There's a 74. So I didn't lock into my hits as much. Definitely taking damage here because I'm an idiot. Let's keep healing. Just heal again. Oh, yeah, I'm completely ahead by one. Hold on. I am losing it. Losing it. Luckily, we had a ton of supplies coming in. I think Akka just switched too. And I want to go to Ruby Bolts, or not Ruby Bolts, Diamond Bolts. The one that I wasn't using, that's what I want to use now. Do I have to resalt? I have to resalt. I wonder how long that's been. It says in my chat, but I haven't been paying attention. I'm going early just to get out of Kefri's way. That's what I'm messing up right now, so I'm not really doing like an extra 2-step. So if you just, while you're running back and forth, just kind of walk like in and out a little bit extra, it's really easy to never get hit by Kefri, honestly. But I was doing really, really poor at that there. Akka definitely just switched. So I have both Ambrosia doses. Akka just switched. So, I really don't have to worry about healing much right now. Every time I'm like half health-ish, I can just Ambrosia. We'll be okay. Just gotta lock into some DPS. That was a nice hit. 43s, very nice. Akka just switched. I could have been tanking him too. That could have been back-to-back switching. No. It's not like he would have went back-to-back. We don't have to stay vigilant. But I could have tanked 3 attacks there is what I was saying. I wasn't really paying much attention to him. We should be home free. Haven't even sipped the Ambrosia yet. We were cruising there. Dragon Crossbow doing work. We did make the time, no problem. In fact, we could have done the 35-minute timer there, so we were cruising. With a 250 mil gear setup, you can do way better than 33 minutes too. Like, we were not trying to speed run by any means. For one, excuse me, if I would explain what I'm doing less and lock in, I probably would make even less mistakes. But it's less fun that way now, isn't it? The whole point of this video was to give you some examples here on some Tombs of Amascut solo runs with a little bit different budget. I hope that you got those examples. Let's get a spoiler alert here for the PVM God episode. No way, dude. No way. Never. Yeah, the whole goal of this video is to give you some examples that you may not have gotten during just my Raids 3 guides. We got 270k for this run. So I hope that worked out for you. I hope you got some examples. If you have any questions still, let me know in the comments section below. I have some other different like gear budget setups for full example solo runs here that are linked in the description. And I have some guides that are linked in the description that can really help you out if you are looking for more information about raids. But let me know if you have any questions. That's going to wrap up this guide, everybody. Or this full raid example video. I appreciate you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you got some useful information out of it, be sure to like and subscribe for more content. I do stream on Twitch, which should be linked on the screen and in the description. I am also on Twitter and have a Discord, which are linked in the description. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and best of luck on your Raids 3 grinds.